Good afternoon, everyone, to another exciting session on Alphanity. On behalf of Prabhudas Lilladher, this is Piyush Nagda, Head Investment Products, and I again welcome you all and thanks for your precious time you're allotting for this session. Now, today's session is about Alphanity, and before we get into the presentations, I'd like you to introduce Alphanity briefly. You already saw their crisp videos. You have got an idea about what this is all about. So Alphanity's vision is to make investing very easy for everyone. And Alphanity is a multi-asset class, data-driven, rule-based, and tech-enabled platform which enables Indian investors to invest in both India and US markets from a wide range of product offerings, including Stocks Genie, unique strategy baskets, ideas, themes, and they cover entire gamut of equity, mutual funds, and ETFs. Their portfolio strategies are matched with the client's risk profile and they had been designed and rigorously back tested across market cycles to ensure robustness and avoid survivorship bias. Now we have two eminent speakers today with us from Alphanity. I will like to introduce them. So we have Mr. Arindam Ghosh. He is the CEO and director at Alphanity. Mr. Arindam has been involved in key leadership positions across the financial services industry in India and Asia Pacific region, across asset management, wealth management, and fintech. Previously, as CEO of Mirai Asset India, he launched and established their domestic institution. He has also been associated in senior leadership roles with Mirai Asset Hong Kong, Fidelity Asia Pacific, Tata Mutual Fund, and AV Birla Group. And then we have Mr. Akshay Badjate with us. Mr. Akshay heads the investments section at Alphanity. Akshay brings with him over 15 years of experience in the Indian capital markets, a passionate investor in equities with strong fundamental and analytical expertise. He has worked with global organizations such as Nomura, JP Morgan, and Kotak Securities. So with this, I hand it over to the Alphanity team, and I request Mr. Arindam Ghosh to take it over from here. Welcome, Mr. Arindam, on board. The dais is all yours.
Okay, thanks, Piyush, for that wonderful introduction. I think, as Piyush mentioned, Alphanity is indeed a data-driven, rule-based and technology-enabled platform, which straddles two of the largest markets, which is India and US. And for each of these markets, we offer a whole range of high-quality investment offerings, right from single stock ideas to a group of stocks underlying a certain theme, which we call, baskets, or even, for a little more longer range secular strategies. And we ensure that these offerings are seamlessly executed through our execution partner, Prabhudas Lilladher. And the whole idea, as you know, is that digitization across the world is now kind of taking the center stage, right? So this entire period of COVID and this I would say the aftermath of this COVID, despite the introduction of vaccine continues to linger on. And, the belief is that probably, this would continue to kind of, torment, mankind for, a good another 6 months to probably a year. But from an investment perspective, I think what this has done is that this has kind of made digitization completely permanent, and it's kind of across. If you look at how the lending space has become completely digitized, of course, they were the first to kind of get into the digitization and drive technology in that space. So as you know, banking has completely turned on its head, and then post, I think, digitization, and as innovation continues to kind of be made in various kind of credit underwriting, etc. What has also happened in the last 1 year is that the direct investment model has now become the mainstream. So globally, the trend is that the advisor, the broker, the client model is now the main channel of investment into the equity markets. And this is happening because people today, they have a lot more time at their disposal. They are doing their own bit of research. Given the work from home kind of model that we now get to see across industries, across sectors, and that is also leading to new investors coming into the market, and existing investors also starting to get a lot more educated, a lot more trained, a lot more confident. And then they are kind of being able to come into the market with a lot of conviction, and then they have a choice of whether they want to invest through a single stock, or they want to invest in a particular strategy, or they want to invest in a particular basket. All of this now is available through technology on a single platform, and you can decide how you would like to kind of, based on, of course, your risk return profile, etc. You can choose how you would like to approach the market, whether you are an investor or whether you are a trader. Alphanity has been trying to provide and cater to both these segments. As they say that it's not about timing the market, right? It's about how long you are in the market. The time that you spend in the market is more important than timing the market. So whilst we started off with with products which are typically more in the form of diversified products like the secular strategies and the baskets, but very recently we also introduced what we call the single stock module, which is the Stocks Genie. Now, this is the most unique characteristic of this model is that it's completely quantitative and data based. So there is really no human bias. There is no emotion. What you can do is you know exactly when to buy, or when to exit, or when to sell. You can use the setup for trading. You can use the setup for your investment. You can select the bets which you feel are suitable to you from across different time periods. So we have short term, medium term, long term, and then we also have the signals which are across market cap. So this is a unique model which we have introduced for single stock, and we've called it Stocks Genie because in all sense of the term, we feel that it has really the potential to kind of ensure that it is able to kind of offer very high quality signals consistently across different time periods. And apart from this, we also have another very important vertical, which is the US vertical. And there again, we have a tie-up with our US joint venture partner called Validia. It's a company which is a SEC registered investment manager based out of US since 2003. So they have an extensive library of products running across, value, growth, momentum, factor, all of that. And today, as an investor, you have the opportunity to get into Alphanity and invest or trade directly into the US markets. Now, one thing that typically we get to see is that the initial set of investors, when they try to diversify beyond a single country, that is, let's say, in our case, India, the tendency is to kind of rely more on hearsay, more on tips, and then go and invest in a particular stock. But that's like going into a casino, completely blindfolded. So that's really not advisable. So you really need somebody who is there on the ground, who's a competent manager, experienced manager who's been able to provide you with the right insight. So we derive therefore a lot of value, a lot of synergy from our US partner, which we then bring to the Indian investors when it comes to US investments, whether in the form of stock baskets or strategies. And each of these are running live. They have their own performance track record running for more than 10-15 years plus. So it's far easier for an investor or a trader to kind of take a call, because you're looking at live versus back tested results, and then decide that which is your best product which suits your risk profile, and make a wise and prudent investment call. So overall, we as you go through the platform, you will see that the platform offers deep value. And one of the things that we keep highlighting in every discussion that we have with our key partners is that we've tried to build this platform from the very beginning on the edifice of efficiency. Now, why efficiency? Efficiency is basically because this is completely at the cutting edge of technology. So that is what really brings the efficiency to the platform. The second is what we call value, because we provide deep value through the quality of offerings that we bring, and across these two large global markets. And the third is trust. And as you know, in the world of investments, I think trust is something which is extremely important. So how do we bring that to the table? Is through the credibility and the experience that Alphanity team has combined. The team has over 70 years of institutional investment management experience. So we bring all of that along with our a lot of inputs which come in from our team of data scientists who are working really day and night on data, on AI, on ML. And the whole idea is how we can leverage on big data, how we can leverage on technology to kind of come out with products which are specific to your needs. Now we believe that only technology can do that. In the erstwhile, if we go back, traditionally investments, they have always followed a one size fit all kind of an approach, right? So for example, when a product gets launched, it assumes that the product is good and applicable for everybody in this in the room, in the hall, right? But that's not the case always, because every human being is different. They are unique. Their needs are different, and it's very, very difficult to paint them with a brush. But that has been traditionally the case because technology has never really played a big part in trying to understand your needs and build solutions which are curated, which are cognitive, and which can provide you with solutions which are also intuitive in nature. So through the offerings that we have today on the platform, and increasingly as we progressively keep coming out with more of these high value added products, whether for the India market or for the US market, you will see us leveraging relentlessly on big data, on AI, on ML, and of course, be at the cutting edge of technology and partner with the best, like PL. We are very proud to be associated with them and offer you the best in class solution, and also a great user experience. And these are, these bars, they we internally, we always, our goal is to try and see how we can continuously, raise, these bars. And at every stage, our effort is to try and enhance, the experience, for our end clients. And so, we can assure you that, that's a continuous effort, from our end. So that's what basically brings in, the combination of what we call the efficiency, being valuable, and also being trustworthy. So I have with me Akshay. Akshay also, he's been an outstanding investment, professional, having, worked through multiple, blue chip organizations, both global and domestic. And Akshay, of course, has been working very hard to bring in the best quality, products, for on the Alphanity platform. And with that, I think, Akshay, I'll hand it over to you for a demo, and then, we can get into discussions. We would like this webinar to be as interactive as possible. So please feel free to ask whatever questions you have on the platform, on the offerings, on anything which is connected with investment, and we'd be happy to jump in and try and answer your question. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much for the introduction, Arunda. A very good afternoon to all Prabhudas Lilladher participants. I hope my screen is visible to all. So as you can see in front of you, this is the landing page of our platform, alphaniti.com. We have a small offer going on for Holi. So, whenever you come to the website, please do check this out as well. All right. So let's log into the website now, into the platform. The login process is very simple. You can use either your registered email ID or your mobile number to basically enter into the platform. We have a OTP based authentication system, so you don't need to really create any password or remember any password per se. Right. So now that we are on the platform, as you can see in front of you, we have three primary asset classes. We have mutual funds under advisory. We have US equities under the LRS scheme. And then we have the entire ecosystem which we've built around Indian stocks, in which we have single stock ideas under Stocks Genie. We have strategies that we have rolled out under India Equity Strategies. These are all momentum based strategies that we have rolled out. And we have also launched a pretty interesting ETF based strategy as well. And last but not the least, what we are most excited about is the thematic baskets, which we have launched. So let me take you through, what is this all about? Now I've clicked on, baskets, which we have created on Alphanity. As you can see in front of you, you can see there are these small cards. There is a label on each and every one of these cards. So as you can see, we have built baskets of stocks. We have currently 10 such baskets which are running. And each basket is based on a particular theme. For example, as you can see in front of you, there is one basket called the ESG basket. This is basically based on the entire EV, electric vehicle and clean energy theme. Also, it includes companies which are focused on reducing their carbon footprint. So what we do in baskets per se is we build 10 stock portfolios in each basket. These are multi-cap portfolios. So you will have a mixture of large caps, mid caps, as well as small caps in every 10 stock basket, which we have carefully designed, keeping in mind, the tastes and preferences of all investors. Now, for example, as you can see over here, this is a 10 stock portfolio of the ESG basket. Let's assume that I would actually like to invest in this particular basket. So the process is very simple. You can see in front of you, there is a yellow button over here. All you have to do is click on invest now. You have to put in your minimum investment amount, which is mentioned over here, which is 9,264. So let's assume I'm going to put in an amount of 10,000 rupees. and I am able to calculate the entire basket. Now, mind you, these prices over here, they get refreshed every 5 minutes during market hours. The current prices that you see on the screen are obviously the last traded price on the exchange, because this is post market. So this is just for demo purposes. Let's assume I click on confirm order. As you can see in front of you, there is a pop-up box which is opened up. We will choose Prabhudas Lilladher as the broker through whom I would like to execute this basket. When I click on the Prabhudas Lilladher, I am taken to a page where I have to basically put in my credentials for Prabhudas Lilladher. So if you have a PL trading account, you have to enter your user ID, which you have with PL. Over here, I am right now putting in my user ID. This user ID is different from what you do when you log into the Alphanity platform. This is your trading account credential. Again, you will have to put in your trading account password. And as you can see in front of you, we are on Prabhudas Lilladher platform. This during market hours, the prices would be fluctuating and you would be allowed to execute this order at a single click. So if I click on submit over here, this entire order would get executed in a single shot, right? Now, let me go back again to the platform. Pardon me, I will have to again log into the system. So when you come to Alphanity for the first time, we will ask you to register yourselves using your email ID and your mobile number. Because every time you log onto the platform, you would be asked to put in a token SMS or rather a OTP, which will allow you to then proceed ahead. Right. So as you can see, we have, pardon me, just a second. Yeah. So we have 10 such thematic baskets which are currently live on the platform. You can go through them and their performances. We have different kind of baskets for different investors with different risk profiles. For investors with aggressive risk profile, there are certain baskets. There is a basket suited for more moderate investors as well, like the India Titans basket or the Dividend Compounders basket. Right. If I go back again to the home page, now when I go through my India equities, as you can see in front of you, we have 3 momentum-based strategies which are currently running live on the platform. The ticket sizes are a little high, but primarily this is because these are, pardon me, these are 18 to 20 stock portfolios. Sorry, there was an error on my side. I will have to log in again. Pardon me. Yeah. So these are 18 to 20 stock portfolios, as I said, the strategies that we have. These are all based on the particular underlying index, for example, the Nifty 50 or the Nifty 200 or even the Nifty Midcap 150. These are fairly diversified portfolios. We have extensively backtested them for a period of 13 years. So you can go and see more on these. Okay, there is an error. Give me a second. Sorry, we are running a few updates on our platform, so that's why there are some minor niggles. However, so anyways, coming to equity strategies, we will go into this in a little while. We also have an ETF strategy, as you can see over here. This is an all-weather, or rather an all-seasons ETF, which comprises of liquid Bs, Nifty Bs, as well as gold Bs. Do check it out. I think this should suit a lot of conservative investors, who are looking to get some kind of exposure to the markets without taking adequate risk. The most important, or rather the most exciting product that we have today is Stocks Genie, and let me talk about that. So Stocks Genie is something that we have created for different traders as well as investors. We have trades which straddle across time frames. So you have trades running from 2 months up to 2 years, and we have trades which run across the market cap spectrum as well. So you have trades in large caps, mid caps, as well as small caps, right? So if I take, let's assume any one particular trade. Let's assume I take Thyrocare. Okay, this is a 2 month trade which got generated yesterday, in fact. As you can see in front of you, the reward, we recommended this actually at 866. The target price over here, as mentioned, is 985. We have a stop loss of 786. Right. So you would be wondering, what is so special about Stocks Genie, right? Because every other advisor or broker would give you a particular idea with a target price and a stop loss. Where we are different versus our competition is that we have a explicit time frame for every particular idea. This is based on extensive backtesting that we have done. Secondly, we also have computed a strike rate. So there is a 67%. So if you see this pie chart in front of you, the green basically denotes the number of times this trade has actually worked in favor of the investor. So there is a 67% chance that this trade will actually work in your favor, and you will make a 13.5% kind of return on this trade over the next 2 months. There is a 67% chance. So there is a 33% chance that your stop loss might actually get hit. Now, the other question that users would want to ask is, how is this actually calculated, right? So we have developed a very comprehensive backtesting module based on certain quantitative factors. We have tested all the stocks that we have in our universe, which is close to 1,000 stocks, uh, right since the inception or since the listing date. And whenever such conditions have presented themselves in the past, we have tried to calculate, what could be the possible outcomes every time a signal is generated. So on the basis of this, I believe investors would sort of get a better grip on what kind of capital they would like to put in this particular idea. I'll give you a more exciting opportunities as well. So for example, as you can see, in the up to 2 years space, we have some pretty good, pretty exciting upside targets in several stocks which have come. So for example, Mishra Dhatu has come right now. There is a good chance that this trade will actually work out in your favor. And if you look at the risk reward, this is actually very, very attractive, right? So there is a 7% risk if you go long on the stock, and if you're right, you stand to make north of 100%. So even the risk reward ratio is in your favor, the strike rate is in your favor as well. So these are the kind of value added tools that we give to traders as well as investors to help them make a much more uh, better decision on what kind of capital they would like to deploy in any particular trading idea. So that is basically it on Alphaniti. Yes, also let me take you through the US equities very quickly. We have three secular strategies that we are running in US equities. These have been these have run live in the US markets through our partners, US based partners, Validia Group. And in fact, the performance that you see over here for these strategies are in live market environment. These are not backtested returns. These are actual live returns. And you can see the substantial outperformance versus the underlying benchmark. The benchmark in this particular case is the S&P 500. Similarly, we also have a few thematic baskets running in the US. Uh, and I would urge all our users, all of you users to do log in and do check them out. I'm sure you would find something pretty exciting and interesting for use over here as well. We currently are logged in with a trading partner called Stockle for US stocks. So you can see if you would like to sign up with Stockle and if you would like to trade US stocks as well. So that in a nutshell, gentlemen, is what Alphaniti is all about. Okay, also let me take you through, how quick and simple is the process for a first time user. So when you log onto Alphaniti, there is a one-time registration process which would take you about a minute to complete. Like I said earlier, All you have to do is put in your email address and your mobile number. That's all we ask for at this stage. You can come in, you can browse around a bit. If you like what you see, then what we would ask you to do is complete a risk profiler. So you would have to answer some pretty straightforward questions, about 8 or 10 odd questions that you would need to answer. Once you answer those questions, we would be able to compute what is your risk profile, whether you are an aggressive investor or a conservative investor. There is a moderate as well in there. Once we have determined what's your risk profile, then we take you to the subscription page. Before that, what we do is we have to do a KYC check on you, whether you're KYC compliant or not, and we will ask you to sign a digital agreement. It's a one tick box. It doesn't take a lot of time. The subscription process is again through a payment gateway. So from the time you log into the website for the first time to the time you would actually like to go in, pay for what you see, and then after that actually execute a particular basket or maybe a stock idea on Stocks Genie, the entire process is completely paperless. It's 100% digital, and it takes less than 5 minutes. So that is the beauty of the system that we have designed for all our users. We have a pretty comprehensive FAQ page as well. In case you have any burning questions, you can go through the FAQs. We also have a very actively managed blog for investors under Alphanity, which is an investor academy that we are planning. You can come in over here. There are a lot of white papers on some of the baskets that we have done or the strategies that we have posted. We also have quite a few blogs. We come out with a blog every week on a topic which concerns the market, which makes for an enjoyable read. So we would urge you to go through that as well. Right. So that in a nutshell is what Alphanity is all about. Finally, last but not the least, these are currently, sorry, just a second, please. These are currently the subscription plans that we are running on Alphanity. So under Express, you basically get access only to Stocks Genie. That's right. What you see on the screen in front of you, it's only 99 rupees inclusive of taxes, which has a validity for 6 months. If you want access to Stocks Genie as well as all the other value-added modules such as baskets and strategies and everything, then the entire package comes for $9.99 for a period of 6 months. We would urge our users to actually look at this one more seriously, because you get the opportunity to actually participate in a few of the baskets that we have designed. I myself am pretty excited about the baskets because these baskets have been designed with a lot of due care. We have an investment committee team which sits down at the end of every quarter. We review all the 100 companies in the baskets, in the 10 baskets, and we actively manage these baskets post every earning season. So if there are non-performers, we take them out. There will be an element of rebalancing which is there every quarter. That goes even for our strategies as well. The strategies, however, are completely based on a rule-based system. Even Stocks Genie is based on a rule-based system, so there is no human intervention over there. However, when it comes to baskets, it's a balance between rule-based module as well as active involvement of the investment committee team. So we try to adopt a traditional bottom-up stock picking approach towards creating these baskets. So there is some human element involved in creating these baskets. We do believe these baskets are very, very durable, and they should be really good performers in times to come. When it comes to the rebalancing process, it's very simple. We have a quarterly rebalancing process, and every quarter, we would send out an alert to every user that if you have, let's assume, bought the technology leaders basket, we would tell you that the basket is now coming up for rebalancing. Let's assume next week. We would give you an alert at least 1 week in advance and even a day prior to the rebalancing as well, so that you can ensure that your trading account is well funded, and you can also ensure that the stocks which have been bought as a part of the basket are there in your trading account. That is a very important thing, right? So now we can halt for questions if there are any.
Akshay, if you can show the journey from PL's website as well.
Yes, please. Just a second. So for all PL users, you can also look at Alphanity on the PL website itself under plindia.com/strategy shop. So over here, you can see all the products which are available on PL website. They currently have 3 service providers. One of them is us. So if you want to know more about Alphanity, you can just click over here and you would be redirected to a page which takes you basically to Alphanity. There you go. As you can see in front of you, you have been redirected to Alphanity. So that in a nutshell, yes, is it's a pretty easy and a seamless process from the PL India website as well for all Prabhudas Lilladher users. Right. So yeah, I'm happy to take questions now.
I mean, just to add to what Akshay mentioned on the subscription plan, and going back to the point on how we are continuously trying to deliver on value. One of the things that we are committed to is to try to see how we can bring in very high quality offerings. And actually, if you see the performance of each and every basket through this entire period of market volatility and some of these pullbacks that we have in the market, they have been really outstanding. So one is through the quality of offerings, we ensure that what used to be typically concentrated to the top 1%, 3%, of the very wealthy, investors, to have access to, is now today available, for all of us. And second is, we have been able to significantly, compress the cost to make it extremely attractive. So that is where our conviction and commitment comes into play, because when we know that we have the capability to deliver on quality, we also therefore makes us commit to kind of ensure that how do we compress the price to a point where everybody then sees the value in the offerings that we come out with. And I think once a person subscribes, what happens is that any future offering which comes in, they are also eligible to those offerings. So for us, the plan is that every quarter progressively we want to keep expanding our offerings, whether it is the baskets, whether it is strategies, India, US, even in Stocks Genie, which is the single stock module. We are working on many more models which we would be rolling out, and all of these then become available at the price point which you are already subscribed into. So that's basically the commitment that we bring in, and that's where we see ourselves getting differentiated and creating that moat to be able to deliver high quality through our expertise both in the area of big domain and deep domain and big data.
So
Okay,
there are a
there
couple
are
of
a few
questions
questions.
from
Yeah,
yeah.
so I was just seeing on the chat box. Okay, so there is a question from Mr. Siddharth Gautam on stop loss. Yeah, so that's a good question, Siddharth. So the stop loss system is there primarily for Stocks Genie, right? Which is explicitly mentioned. This is based on all the backtesting requirements that we have designed in house, right? So we would give you an alert whenever the stop loss gets triggered. Most of our stop losses are scheduled as intraday stop losses unless otherwise uh, decided for every stock. But at the moment, if there is a trigger, we would send you an SMS, we would send you an email alerting you that an XYZ trade which you have executed through Stocks Genie has hit its stop loss, so kindly exit the trade. We would definitely give you an alert for that. Now when it comes to the baskets and strategies, uh, so the way it works is, we have a quarterly rebalancing system in place, so we don't follow any stop loss methodology per se over there. However, if tomorrow, let's assume, you have a Yes Bank or a Devan Housing kind of a situation, uh, our investment committee team will definitely take that extraordinary event into consideration, and we would then definitely rebalance the portfolio overnight. So we would ask you to exit the XYZ stock and buy another stock in place of that. That's the method that we follow. But to answer your question, for baskets and strategies, we don't have a explicit stop loss methodology in place. Minimum investment amounts, I think I've answered that on the chat box. It depends on every basket. Every basket has, depending on what stocks are a part of that basket, the minimum ticket size is determined. So we have minimum ticket sizes ranging from as low as 2,500 rupees to as high as even 1 lakh, or rather even 2 lakh rupees per investment strategy or a basket.
Actually, within baskets, individual stocks would have their own, individual stop losses, which may get triggered. And if that gets triggered either automatically or, through the IC, those stocks are obviously substituted with, the better quality stocks. Uh, but yes, at a basket level, I think there is no stop loss at a basket level, but individual stocks within the basket, they all have their stop losses very well defined.
Okay. Um, we just see, are there any other questions? Okay. 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 This is a very interesting question from Sanjay Sataraji. Having suffered a lot in mutual funds, mainly due to blah blah blah, how does Alphanity make itself accountable for performance? Well, Sanjayji, let me assure you, when it comes to equity investing, there is always an element of risk involved. However, given the deep domain knowledge that our entire team has, we have over 70 years of combined equity markets experience between myself, Arindam, and our other esteemed investment committee members. So we do take into account the market cycles. We do take into account whether valuations are expensive or not. And our focus is on ensuring that uh, high quality companies, good quality companies, which have tended to reward shareholders over a longer period of time, continue to have they continue to be a part of all our baskets. That's the way we sort of try to ensure that the quality of our product offering does not go down in any manner whatsoever. I hope that answers your question. Okay. There are some other questions. uh, um,
I think on the topic, one more thought which is very relevant is about the cost, right? The embedded cost which is there in the products. So if you look at the product landscape, right from insurance to, let's say, pooled funds, to others, there are different cost structures which are there. For Alphanity, when we create the product, the cost structure is that little subscription amount that you pay in the beginning. So when you invest in a basket, it's actually a zero cost, offering for you. So that also adds significantly to your returns and performance, because at the end of the day, it doesn't eat into your investment amount. So that makes a significant impact over a period of time. So that's another way of looking at how we would be able to kind of outperform over the long term, just through sheer cost efficiency, apart from efficient management of products through data-driven and rule-based approach.
Right. So there is one question from Miss Nilima. Her concern is that we have a flat 999 pricing, uh, which is she has a confusion over here. So Nilima, let me answer that question. When you pay 999 rupees for a period of 6 months, the entire Alphanity ecosystem is thrown open to you. You can buy as many strategies as you want. You can invest any amount that you want. So what we have is a minimum amount over there. That would be the minimum amount that you would have to buy, invest in a particular product. You can invest in multiples of that. So you could buy an ESG basket, you could buy a technology leaders basket, you could do 5 trades on Stocks Genie, and you can take up your investment amount to even maybe even 10 lakhs. We don't really focus on what value you're investing. From that perspective, if you look at it, the 999 package is actually very, very attractive, because we don't really link it to how much uh, the number of transactions that you're doing through the website, or the amount or the quantum of the amounts that you're investing in any of the products that we have on the platform.
Yeah, so there is no AUM based pricing.
Yeah. Okay. Another interesting question is, 3 months is a long time for basket stock exits. Okay. So the way we have designed our baskets and our strategies, Deepak ji, is that ideally we want people to be patient with their investments. Baskets are not for trading. It's more so from a long-term investment perspective. The only time we try to do a rebalance is if we believe that a particular stock has run up too much, we need to book profits over there, or let's assume an XYZ company has not performed up to our expectations, and hence we would like to exit that particular stock. So only in such circumstances would be exit stocks. Otherwise, our churn in the baskets is actually very, very low. It's probably close to something like 30% on an annualized basis. Right. Yeah, at what interval stocks are rebalanced in the basket? Like I said, it's a quarterly rebalancing system that we have. Once you click on any particular basket, you can actually also see the date, the next rebalancing date, which appears over there. Yeah, you need to have an account with Prabhudas Lilladher or any of the other brokers that are linked to our platform. Whatever amount that you have lying in your Prabhudas Lilladher trading account will be used to buy into these baskets or these stocks. So the way it works is, Alphanity is a platform where we give you a lot of ideas. It's like a marketplace. Once you like a particular product, you have to go to a payment gateway to make the payment for the product, right? So similarly, if you want to buy a basket of stocks, you will have to enter a broker gateway. You will have to go into your trading terminal. You have to ensure that the money is lying in your trading account so that you will be able to execute that particular basket. Mind you, the entire power lies only with the user. Alphanity does not in any manner whatsoever take control of the client's account. Every action is the responsibility of the user himself. We can only give you alerts. We can only give you recommendations as your advisor, but we cannot manage your money on your behalf. Okay. What is the basis for selection of stocks in Stocks Genie? Fundamental or technical? Nina ji, that's a very good question. We have developed a very comprehensive scoring system for the stocks. Where we get trade alert signals. They are based on a whole lot of fundamental as well as technical parameters which are put in place. I would like to assure you that there is no human element or human bias involved over here. We have defined our boundaries very, very objectively, and they are very hard boundaries. And within those boundaries, the software takes care of all permutation combinations to arrive at a particular idea. So the strike rate that you see is actually based on historical performance of every stock. And you know how a particular stock would have performed in similar conditions in the past. That is the basis for, you know, our strike rate pie chart that you see on the platform. So it is based on a lot of extensive backtesting. So in fact, for some stocks, we have gone back as long as, you know, 1995, 1996. Some of the older listed stocks, large cap names. Okay. Yeah, I think most of the questions. Yeah, so there is one question from Apurva. Yes, all the control lies in the hands of you. So as a user, you have the option to sell out of the stock. So we are very soon going to introduce a sell button as well for our baskets. We have currently introduced it for Stocks Genie, but we are introducing it for the baskets and for the strategies. So you can come in through the platform and you can choose to exit an entire basket at a single click if you want to. However, you're also free to sell out of the stocks directly from your trading account if you want. We would not encourage you to do that because once you try and execute a trade outside of the Alphanity system, we won't be able to capture if you have actually sold a particular stock or not, and that will impact your future rebalancing events. So for example, let's assume that ITC was a part of your basket as of today. And 1 month later, when the rebalancing is due, I actually ask you to sell out of ITC. However, let's assume that within the next 15 days after you actually bought ITC today, you sold out of it directly from your account. I, as an advisor, would not have access to that information. And hence, you know, on 24th of April, 1 month from today, I would, you know, then tell you that, okay, kindly exit ITC. And in case you do not remember that you have already sold out of ITC and you press the execute button and you short sell the required quantity of ITC, what would then happen is that, you know, your entire trade would go into an auction and you would then suffer a loss. So it is in your interest as far as possible for all the products, all the shares that you buy through the Alphanity platform, you ensure that all the trades are executed, even the exits are planned through the platform as well. We will be coming out with a sell button very, very soon. It's just a matter of a couple of days. So that would give you a very, very simpler option to exit if you want to, you know, book profits.
Akshay, can you show the past trades for a Stocks Genie?
Yes.
Yeah, that will answer the Neelamaji's question on the chat box.
Yeah, just a second. I'll have to log in. Okay, so these are some of our past trades. Okay, so some of the trades are currently active and some of the trades have been closed where we have booked a profit or we have exited because the stop loss has been triggered. So when we say active, basically these trades have already achieved a certain portion of the desired target, and hence it is no longer activated for fresh users to come in and buy. So these trades were activated, as you can see, in the month of April 2020. Some were activated in October 2020 as well, and they have achieved pretty decent results. As you can see, the stop loss is triggered over here. In this case, where the trade is closed, the target has been achieved, so on and so forth. So in a nutshell, the past trades are available. Everything is there on the system. There is absolutely no intervention. So if there is a stop loss which has been triggered, it has been triggered. It will automatically get logged in over here under past trades. I hope that answers this question.
Akshay, there are a couple of questions in the Q&A section.
Okay, let me just have a look at those. 1 minute, please. Yes, so you have to use your trading account, the balance in your trading account, to buy a basket or any stock under Stock Genie from Alphanity. Yeah, so this is a very smart question, Sanjay ji. We have actually thought through this, and that is why, when we decided on creating Stocks Genie or our baskets, we actually give more preference towards liquid names. So if there is a name which is not really liquid, or it has a propensity to be stuck in circuits, whether upper circuit or lower circuit, we try not to give trade alerts over there, because we do understand that in such cases the trades might fail, or the impact cost will be extremely significant for a user. So we try to ensure that the stocks that we recommend or are a part of our basket are extremely liquid names. I hope that answers your question. You please do go through our website. You can go through the baskets in detail, uh, and you can see the kind of stocks we have selected as a part of our process. So we have ensured that today, tomorrow, let's assume that I have, let's say, 200,000 users who will simultaneously try to buy a particular basket or rebalance a particular basket within a period of, let's say, 1 hour on the rebalancing date. We have thought through that eventuality as well. Yeah. So the benchmark in all cases for the baskets is Nifty 500. And for the strategies, it's the underlying index. So for the Nifty 50 momentum, it's Nifty 50, so on and so forth. Yeah, the basket redemption process, we are introducing a sell button. Uh, if you want to exit a particular basket because you need the money or you want to book profits, we will be introducing that feature very, very soon. Apart from that, however, if you want to remain invested in a basket for the long term, if you want to go through a rebalancing process, it's very simple. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a quarterly rebalancing process for every basket. If let's assume you have bought the technology leaders basket and the rebalancing is due a week from today, we would send you an alert a week in advance and also a day in advance, and even on the day of the rebalancing as well. So we would send you 3 alerts that your rebalancing is due. It doesn't mean that if you miss to rebalance your basket on the rebalancing date, the option is over. We keep it open for you up to a period of 30 days from the time the rebalancing becomes activated. So you can come in at any point in time and you can rebalance your portfolio so that it starts marrying the latest portfolio that we have live on the platform. So we have tried and to keep it as simple for the user as possible. Every calculation is done automatically by our software, so you don't really need to worry about the quantities. The buying quantity, the selling quantity, everything is matched automatically. You would need to keep your account funded because there could be a certain shortfall, or there could be a surplus which can get generated due to the rebalancing. So we would always ensure, or we would request our users that you keep your trading account funded to some extent, so that the rebalancing process is smooth and doesn't get stuck because of for the want of insufficient funds.
We are
No,
almost at the end of the session. If you know, okay, we've got one last question. Can we
yeah,
do currency?
there is one question from Mr. Chandan. So we don't have currencies or commodities at the moment on the platform. We are working towards putting in more products and more asset classes on the platform, but that will come in due course. Yeah, I think that's it for now.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So thanks a lot, Akshay, for taking us through this cutting-edge data-driven platform. And we are almost at the last leg of the session, and it's since I can't see any more questions coming in, time to conclude this session.
Sure.
So thank
Thanks
you,
a lot. Thanks a lot, Piyush. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
and thank you, entire
thank you everyone.
Alphanity.
Yes, thank
Thank
you
you.
everyone for your valuable time, and we do please do register on Alphanity. Do come and check it out. Uh, for 99 bucks, you can at least try and use Stocks Genie, get a feel of the platform. I urge all users to at least try this out once.
So thank you everyone for your participation, and thank you entire Alphanity team for this insightful session.
Thank you
We'll
so much,
keep
Piyush.
connected.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.